There is a very valuable and important lesson that we learn about communication and interpersonal relationships from a very well known story in our Parsha, a story which carries with it a great deal of history, and a story which we are challenged to really understand completely with clarity. And that is Rivka Imenu. Rivka is told through divine inspiration that she needs to make sure that Yaakov is the one who receives the brachos, the blessings from his father Yitzchak, and not his brother Esav. So Rivka comes up with a whole plan, and she tells Yaakov after she hears Yitzchak speaking to Esav and asking Esav to bring him food. Rivka says to Yaakov, "Go back and bring me 2 goats, and I will make the food, and then you'll bring the food in to your father, and your father will get the sense that you are Esav, who's bringing the food to him, and he'll give you the brachos, he'll give you the blessings." So Yaakov's response to his mother is one of fear. He's very uncomfortable with this plan. And I think his response is very telling for us about what it means to communicate our feelings, our emotions. Yaakov could have said to his mother, "What are you, crazy?" Yaakov could have said to his mother, "I won't do that." He could have questioned to his mother, "What are you asking me to do?" But Yaakov does none of the above. Yaakov simply says to his mother, "I'm worried. I'm uncomfortable. Ulai yimusheni avi. Perhaps my father will feel me, and he'll see that my hands are not like my brother Esav. They're not all hairy. And in the end, instead of giving me a bracha, instead of giving me a blessing, he'll curse me." So Rivka has a solution, and she says, "Look, I have these hairy arms that Esav keeps in the house. You'll wear it, and that way you'll go in, and Yitzchak won't know that you're not Esav." And Yaakov still seems hesitant. And Rivka responds and says, "Alai kilalascha b'ni, the curse, if your father curses you, the curse will be on me. Ach shma b'koli, just listen to me and do as I say." And so Yaakov does as his mother tells him. Yaakov follows his mother's charge to him, and even though he's uncomfortable and he's fearful, he ends up going in as his mother asked him, and we get the sense that Yitzchak really understood that Yaakov was really Yaakov and not Esav, as he says those famous words of Hakol Kol Yaakov. The voice is the voice of Yaakov, but the Yadayim, the hands, are that of Esav. And this is such a vital form of musar for us when it comes to how we interact with people. Sometimes when we become angry, we become disappointed with something that is done to us, or with how people are making us feel. If they make us feel uncomfortable, we respond back, we raise our voice, we attack them. We tell them how angry we are. But Yaakov is teaching us not to attack. Yaakov is teaching us, instead of pushing at the other person, to just describe the uncomfortableness that we feel. As an example, perhaps we're asked to do something that we're not comfortable with. Instead of screaming at the person and saying, "How could you possibly think that I would do such a thing?" respond and say to the person, "I'm just not comfortable with what you're asking me to do." And that works in with all kinds of relationships, with friends, with business associates, with family members, with children, and even with spouses. Sometimes, instead of responding in a harsh way, what we really need to do is just be comfortable expressing our emotions out of sincerity and of care. And if we do so, then we hopefully will be able to learn this tremendous lesson from Yaakov. We'll be able to ensure that our midos, that our character traits are such that when people sense that we are uncomfortable, they will respect our uncomfortability, and that we be able to communicate in a way that will maintain shalom in our homes, in our workplace, and in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.